Good morning. Thank you all for coming this morning. As Matt said, my name is Jean McNamara. I'm with the Tahoe Regional Planning Agency. I have to remember to advance the slides here. Wait. There we go. You can see a beautiful view of Emerald Bay and Lake Tahoe. So the challenge that we have in Lake Tahoe is that the watershed of Lake Tahoe straddles two states, California and Nevada. And in the 1960s, there was a bi-state compact from Congress that established our agency and put regulation over the two states. And it had us pursue achievement of environmental goals such as air quality, water quality, soil conservation, and even scenic quality, just to name a few of them. So in the 1990s, after having regulation since the late 60s, we realized just having regulation alone wasn't enough to achieve those environmental goals. So we established in 1997 the Environmental Improvement Program, which is a capital improvement program to achieve those restoration standards that we have for those environmental thresholds. So since that time, it's been a public-private partnership where we do have private money coming in to match some of the federal money and the state and local money. We've completed hundreds of projects, and we've invested almost, well, I think now almost $2 billion since 1997. We also have a set of 34 performance measures that help us track those restoration goals and to show what we're doing with that money that we're getting for restoration. But there was a better way to be tracking that. And we had 50 plus implementing agencies or partners that were doing it, and I was the one who was doing some of that reporting. So every year it was this big paper-heavy, labor-heavy exercise to try and, it was spreadsheets and more paper. So we knew there had to be a better way to do this. And so we, like Matt said, we put out an RFP and got Sitka on board in 2014 to build the EIP tracker, the Environmental Improvement Program tracker, to be more accountable and transparent with what we were doing with all that money and the restoration projects and what we were achieving. So what we built was a web-based platform. I'm going to talk about the EIP tracker, which is on the far left. But just so you know, as a consequence of building that small EIP tracker, it's kind of morphed into this bigger system, which is the Lake Tahoe Info platform. I'm just going to go over the EIP tracker, but basically it's a really easy online way for us to report all the accomplishments and expenditures and be very transparent and accountable with what's going on in Tahoe with the program. As you can see, really the goal of this whole platform is being able to connect people with information, and with information you can make better decision making and sustain the investments that we have. So again, I'm going to talk just about the EIP project tracker, but I invite you all to, at some point, most of this I think is open to the public, so feel free at some point to go through and explore. This is the homepage for the Environmental Improvement Program tracker. I've taken some screenshots, so I'm just going to kind of walk you through the screenshots instead of actually doing a live demo. What this is, it has very high-level information about the program. It highlights some of the projects, and also has a project map. One of the things we wanted to do is make this very visual to bring people in, trying to be not so text-heavy. And it's also a launching area for the implementers who are reporting on projects. They can come in, there's some buttons that they can quickly hit to get to a place where they're updating projects. We also have an area where you can see all the performance measures for the program, so trying to be very transparent, accountable for what we're trying to do. These performance measures, we kept it a fairly small set. We didn't want to have hundreds of things that we were reporting on. We wanted a very meaningful, easy to report set of performance measures. These are ranging from things that are water quality to air quality to wildlife, among the various things that we're trying to achieve through restoration. You can also drill down from that list into an individual performance measure. So this one is drilling down into the miles of bicycle and pedestrian routes that are being created or improved in Tahoe. What the key for this is that it shows people what we're doing, but it also has guidance for people who are doing the reporting. So this gives you critical definitions, gives you guidance on reporting. And what this has given us is when it was a paper exercise and everybody's, sending in their information, we were getting some inconsistent reporting. But having all the guidance right here online for somebody to do the reporting has really made the consistency of the data much improved. In these, what we call performance measure information sheets, you can also see some summary tables. So on the right-hand side here, you can see what we've accomplished by year, by the type, whether it's a sidewalk or a bike trail. And every performance measure information sheet has this information. The data is collected on an annual basis. We have a big push for information that is due starting next year to Congress with a congressional report in March. And then we have a big summit in Tahoe with our federal delegation in August to celebrate what we're doing with the program. So we do this on an annual basis, and this is a screenshot of one of the workflows. But what's made it really easy is we made it super easy for people to go through and update their projects. So it really walks you through a workflow. It's clear what information is needed. And we don't ask for a lot of detailed information, so we kept it pretty high level so that people could come in and easily do this without a lot of time. The system also sends reminder emails to people, so the system's intuitive enough to know that, oh wait, you haven't updated your project, or you forgot this project, so it'll send reminder emails to people to update their information. And also the workflows are really tailored for infrequent users. We have staff turnover, so people who are doing the reporting at different agencies, because we have 50 of them that do the reporting. We've designed it so it's very self-explanatory, and we don't have to do a lot of training to show somebody how to use the system. And then all the individual parcel information, all the individual project information is combined and can be shown on a basin-wide level. So this is a map showing all the projects that are happening, whether they're completed or in progress or planned within the Tahoe Basin for the program. And each pin on this map is a project which you can then dial down into deeper through the system. So it's a way to visually show what we're doing with the program. Another thing is all that project information, it gets rolled up into funding. So this is a funding pie chart which shows all the different sectors of funding and gives you an overview of what we're doing by year for the whole program, but also you can drill down by funding type. So it's a way to roll all this information up from all these hundreds of projects that we're doing. But a key output for me out of the system is the project fact sheet. Back when I was managing the environmental improvement program, I would get staffers out from DC or from Sacramento or Carson City who said, we want to know what you're doing with all this $2 billion that we've given you guys since 1997. And just giving them a spreadsheet or a printout saying this is what we've done isn't enough. Seeing it in the field and experiencing the project makes a big difference to somebody to really understand, like, okay, I get it, I understand why we're doing these projects. But it's not feasible to take everybody out in the field. So one of the key outputs we wanted from the beginning is a really highly visual graphic fact sheet that really sums up what we're trying to accomplish with this project if it's in the planning phase, or what we've accomplished if it's in a completed phase. So these project fact sheets, it's a 2-page, highly graphic. We always say, picture tells 1,000 words. Sorry. But we wanted to have really good pictures showing before, during, and after, because people's memories are short. They forget what it looked like beforehand. So this is a way to really document and show that. And then what we do is we take these reports and these fact sheets and we package them together in a report that we send out saying, here's what we did with the money we got from you guys in whatever year it was. It's also a way to really sum up all what we're accomplishing through the program and taking all those individual accomplishments and all these different projects and putting them together and showing what we accomplished. So I'm going to turn it over to John.